go to.
Imagine a tiny peaceful village on the other side of the world. The kind of place where everyone knows everyone, where mornings smell like fresh chai, and where life usually moves slower than a sleepy cow crossing the road. Now picture this calm little village suddenly being shaken by a furry takeover. A whole pack of stray dogs started, roaming around like they were running their own government. And not just strolling casually, no. These dogs were acting like the village was their new playground. Now you might think, oh, cute dogs. And yes, they were cute, but they also accidentally caused pure chaos. They didn't mean any harm. They were just excited, hungry, confused, and honestly having the time of their lives. But in all that excitement, several villagers got knocked over, chased around, or startled so badly that they tripped over their own feet. One poor man explained it perfectly. He said, "The dog ran toward me, I ran the other way. Then I fell. The dog stayed fine. I was the only one who needed medical help." Eventually, the villagers realized they needed professional help because the situation turned from funny to exhausting. That's when they called in a rescue team who had no idea what they were walking into. These rescuers thought they were coming for one stray, one single dog. Instead, they walked into a full squad of hyperactive fur missiles, ready to turn the operation into a comedy show. So the rescuers arrive, trying to look confident and serious, holding biscuits, ropes, nets, and one guy carrying a large bucket. Nobody knows why. Maybe it made him feel prepared. The moment the dogs saw the rescue team, they reacted like kids seeing a truck full of candy. They sprinted, bounced, circled, barked happily. The whole village suddenly turned into a live circus. One dog took charge like a tour guide, leading the rescuers through narrow streets and alleys as if saying, "Come on humans, follow me. Adventure this way." Another dog sat down and stared at everyone like he was silently judging their choices in life. The smallest puppy, full of confidence he absolutely did not earn, kept sneaking behind the rescuers trying to steal food from their bags. Everything seemed manageable until all hell broke loose. One dog suddenly bolted like he had been training for the Olympics. The rescuers sprinted after him, shouting instructions that nobody listened to, not even their own team. One rescuer lost his sandal within the first 5 seconds. Another ran in the complete opposite direction. The cameraman tried to keep up while bouncing around like he was on a roller coaster. They cornered the dog near a giant haystack. It looked like a victory moment. Everyone paused, breathing hard, ready to finally catch him. But the dog had other plans. He squeezed through a tiny opening so small even air would ask for permission to pass through. And just like that, gone again. After that dramatic escape, the rescuers realized this mission was going to require more patience than they originally signed up for. The villagers, who were standing at a safe distance watching the entire comedy unfold, finally decided to step in and help. One woman brought leftover food from her kitchen. Another villager called the dogs, gently by name even though none of them actually had names. And a few others formed a loose circle so the dogs wouldn't sprint off into the fields again. Slowly, the atmosphere changed. The dogs, who were running wild just minutes earlier, began calming down. They wagged their tails. They sniffed the rescuers curiously. Some of them even sat down like they were well-trained pets instead of free-spirited village adventurers. For the first time, the rescuers could finally see the truth behind all the chaos. These dogs weren't aggressive, dangerous, or trying to hurt people. They were simply scared, starving, confused, and desperately craving human attention. With patience and gentle movements, the rescue team approached the dogs again. This time it worked. One dog allowed a rescuer to place a leash around his neck without resistance. Another dog hesitated but eventually stepped forward, trusting the gentle hands reaching out. The little snack thief, the tiny puppy, who had been stealing treats, did something absolutely hilarious. He calmly walked into the transport crate and sat down like he had just reserved a first-class seat on a flight. No struggle, no fear, just vibes. Then came one of the most heartwarming moments of the entire rescue. One dog was limping badly, clearly in pain. He couldn't walk on his own, and every step looked like a struggle. The rescuers immediately understood that he needed urgent care. One of them gently picked him up, holding him close like a baby. And right there, in the middle of the noisy and busy rescue scene, the injured dog rested his head on the rescuer's shoulder and fell asleep. Just like that, as if he had finally found comfort, warmth, and safety for the first time in his life. Moments like this remind us why rescue work is so powerful. These dogs didn't need punishment or fear. They needed kindness. They needed understanding. They needed someone willing to slow down, kneel down, and show them that not all humans are dangerous or uncaring. Meanwhile, the villagers, who had been terrified earlier, completely changed their attitude. Now they were smiling, laughing, petting the dogs, and even posing near them like proud parents. One man said, "He's actually a good boy. He only chased me 3 times today." Everyone laughed, finally relaxed now that the chaos was over. By the end of the rescue, every dog was safely secured. The team made sure each one had food, clean water, and medical attention. The injured dogs received treatment, and the healthier ones were prepared for transport to a shelter where they would get a real chance at a better life.